My name is Heidi, and this is my homestead. Let's go check it out. Good morning, chicken ladies. I'll bring you a treat later today, all right? Good morning. We are here in the garden for the August garden tour. It is nice and early. It's supposed to get up to 91 degrees Fahrenheit today, so I wanted to show you before it gets too hot. Got my coffee and let's go. Okay, first things first is the unknown squash is actually a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Look at that beauty. I'm so excited. I have a couple more that are growing. Let me see if I can show you. We have this little bitty one. And then we do have another one growing just down there. Part of them did get got by the squash vine borer. This one over here. So unfortunately that vine is dying. But the other one, we still have lots of vigorous growth happening. I think this is actually a different type of squash. And then we additionally have some sunflowers that are about to burst. Bed one continues to be the bean bed with the green beans up front. And I just picked these yesterday, but I must have missed this one. This one's a little mature for how I like them, but that's okay. And then at the end of this one, we have the black shelling beans, which are coming along lovely. Let's see, this is a nasturtium. This entire plant, it's an edible flower. Here's a black bean. So these need to dry out here on the plant before they're ready to harvest. And then I green beans in the morning. And finally in this bed, I forget what I had pulled out of this end cap, but I'm growing plenty of weeds and then some radishes, which, nice. That actually might be ready to harvest. Let's pull it out and see. And then this is some red giant mustard, which is in the process of growing, which those are good for sauteing and just eating kind of as a leafy green. But I don't like eating them raw. Nice. It turned out great. I'll put it in the basket. Okay, and this is where the garlic was harvested from. And it's yet again, another failed attempt of growing carrots. No carrots for me. The only carrots I can grow are the ones that self-seed themselves around the garden. Okay, in bed two we have a gorgeous sunflower that just opened. And its friend is a day or two away. Also, I wanted to know, look at these sunflowers! Woo! Tall. I'm 5'9". These have got to be almost 7.5 feet tall. Cool. Next to our sunflowers, we have the beautiful zinnia bed. This is a variety that I really love, the Queen Lime Blush. I just think that is such a stunning color combination. And then the colorful ones are a Scabiosa blend. And then these white ones are a polar bear variety. They are huge. And I've been taking cut flowers from this little section. I've probably cut at least 3 or 4 small bouquets worth of flowers. And zinnia are one of those great things that we love, the cut and come again. So once this flowers, we cut it down on the stem so that new buds will grow. And they are just lovely. Now we move right into the pepper bed, which is doing great. Look at these ginormous, tons of them. These are supposed to turn red. And then I do have the purple variety. Nice. I did, oh, great. A pepper. We'll put it in the basket. These are a orange pepper variety, which have yet to turn orange. And then we move into the, what are these again? Pepperoncinis. So these are staying out here for a long time. This one's probably getting close. And I'm just going to pickle these to have pepperoncinis for the year. Then we move over to the jalapenos and the serranos. And we have cayenne peppers, which these, once they're ready, I pick these and dry them, just kind of in a bundle. I tie a little string around the tops and then hang them up to dry so that once they're totally dry, I buzz them up for cayenne pepper. And finally, I believe these are the Thai chilies. Super, super hot. My dad really likes Thai chilies, so he's going to get a lot of those. But I also like Thai chilies. You don't want to pick your spicy peppers too soon because they're not going to be spicy. They get spicy from being out in the sun and staying on the plant. And the way you know they're ready to harvest is if you kind of flip them up and see, that's not ready. If it comes right off, then it's ready. If it just bends up, then it's not. That one's not ready. Nope. So these need to stay out here a little longer. Let's check these jalapenos. These ones really turned dark. Ooh, see, that one popped right off, so it's ready. This one also ready. This is just a variety of jalapeno that gives it the purpling color. It tastes exactly like a regular jalapeno though. Another one of our surprise squash vines is, ta-da, butternut squash. And do you want to see something really cute? A little baby squash. That's how small they start. With these big flowers, tiny squash. And these things are vining. This vine starts all the way over there and ends all the way over here next to the pumpkin. Huge. I need to move these into a different section next year. So here's the other vining squashes. We have another butternut squash. Actually, we're gonna have a couple. And then we have another jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. This one is like super perfect round. I'm excited for Halloween. And look, it starts here. It weaves through the corn all the way to there. It's gotta be at least 20 feet long by now. Speaking of corn, we have tassels and we have silks. So that means we're going to get some corn. And this variety is not for fresh eating. It is for drying out and grinding into cornmeal. We actually live surrounded by a lot of fresh eating cornfields, and so I just leave that to the experts of growing corn, and we go and purchase from our local farmers all the corn that we want for fresh eating, and then I also get extra to put up in the freezer, and I did can some corn relish this year, which I'm really excited to try. Probably gonna have that on like fish tacos or anything Tex-Mex related. The brassica bed is still doing really good. I have a few more cabbages I can harvest. The trap crop of the Napa cabbage actually worked really, really good. This one will probably go to the chickens, but I think this one is salvageable and I can eat that. The Brussels sprouts are Brussels sprouting. The cauliflower and broccoli are all finished for the year, but the broccolini is still going strong. And if you are between broccoli and broccolini, I advise to grow the broccolini because that one keeps on giving and giving because you only cut the small snippets away at a time. Growing a head of broccoli is very novel and it was fun and delicious, but for one gigantic plant that takes up a ton of space, you only get one head of broccoli, whereas this broccolini, we've probably had broccolini for 6 or 7 meals now and it's still going. So that's kind of a fun new plant that I tried this year, and I'm definitely going to grow it again in the future. The onion bed is a wash this year. Honestly, I did such poor weed maintenance that the grass grew, and then we had really, really heavy rains that just plopped everything over, and it broke all the necks on the onions. And once those fall over, it tells the onion, hey, you're done growing. And let's see. So yeah, look how small these are. Not very great. So I think I need to just come through here, pull literally everything, get the onions I can that are small, and we'll have to start eating them because these are not going to store in the basement like I had originally intended. Next year, I learned something. Next year I need to space them way further out and do way better weed management. So, live and learn. And we move right into the new strawberry bed, which, as you can see, I have a weed management issue in that I don't do it. And then I pay the consequences. So, oh look, bumblebees. Huh? They're out here working. Early workers, the bumblebee. Anyways, back to strawberries. We got a decent harvest, and look, I see a strawberry. Some little ones still coming through. Super sweet. Once you grow your own strawberries, anything that you could buy in the store, those big, huge honkin' strawberries that have almost zero flavor, they're just not the same once you do the homegrown strawberries. Okay, another quick sidebar. I had somebody ask me about strawberry runners, and this is a perfect example of a strawberry runner. So you can see this goes all the way to the parent plant here, and then it is kind of tangled with another one, but this is the one we're on. It's running away. And so this is 2 more strawberry plants. And this is case in point why you never actually need to buy more strawberry plants, or if you have a friend who has strawberry plants, maybe you can just help them out in the garden and they'll give you some strawberries for your own garden. There you go. Here are the tomatillos, and I've been picking these as they've been coming ripe. Let me see if I can find one that's ripe to show you what that means. Side note, look at this little garden friend. Hello, Mr. Frog. Cute. All right, friends, it's almost 9 o'clock, which means I need to log into work. So we are going to resume this garden tour later today, probably this evening when it cools off, because again, I'm not going to be out here in the 91-degree heat, and the phone doesn't like being out in the heat either. It doesn't work very well. All right, so I'll see you later today. Our tiny harvest thus far. Okay, we're back. It's a new day, a new cup of coffee. Yesterday it was so hot and humid. If it was any more humid, I would have thought I was swimming. It's about 8 o'clock right now and it's already 80 degrees. So let's get back into the garden so I can finish showing you all the fun stuff that's growing. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, good morning. Here they come. Okay, sunflower update. This one is blooming. It just needed one more day. And that big giant one is blooming. Alright, so we're here in front of the tomatillos, and I wanted to show you what it looks like when a tomatillo is ready to be harvested. They grow in these little husks, and when it bursts out of the husk at the bottom, that means it's ready. So this one is ready, and maybe a little past because it's turning yellow. But this one, for instance, it's full. Let's see if I can turn the camera. It's full but not split on the bottom yet. So that one's a couple days out. And same with this one. Let's see. And then down here, this one is not even close. It still has a lot of growing to do. And that is how you know when it's time to harvest your tomatillos. We have the calendula that's still being beautiful. We have the parsley that doesn't quit. I will grow parsley again. This thing is huge. The cosmos, and then the zucchini. So the zucchini, at one point I had 9 zucchini on my kitchen counter, no joke. And that's the kind of stuff you just can't give it away fast enough or make enough muffins or breads. They have slowed down just a hair, but I do see we have lots more flower growth. Right here you can see that's a zucchini. That's a zucchini. That yellow is a weird zucchini. I'm not sure what's up with that. And then I believe there are a few more. Yup. You see right in there, there's another one. And let me see. You can't really see it too good, but there are 2 more right in here. And I just saw a big deer fly in there too, so I'm not going in there right now. But we still have no shortage of zucchini, and I am anticipating that we will continue to get them. I've been battling the squash bugs and doing my best to try to come out here and tape them, but they take over pretty quick. So we'll keep at it. All right, in the last bed we have the little eggplants, and I've been harvesting a lot of these. I gave a lot of them to my dad. I gave some to some other friends who really like eggplant. I had some myself that I grilled, and it was okay. But again, I'm not a huge eggplant lover. But I think they're pretty cute and novel because they're so small. Lots of deadheading on the marigolds per usual. And then we move right into the tomato bed. Okay, so tomatoes come in essentially 2 types. There's either determinants, like these Roma tomatoes behind me, and there are indeterminates. And the difference is determinate tomatoes don't grow those huge vines like I will show you in just a moment of the indeterminates. They grow a determined size and a determined amount of fruit. So you could say it's a predetermined tomato. And generally, all the fruit will ripen around the same time. So you can see all these Romas, I can either pick them or they are just a few days out. Look at this one. That one's pretty ready. Whereas indeterminate tomatoes, those grow an indeterminate size and number of fruit, and it really is based on how you prune them and how you manage them. So let's go take a look at some of those ones. Okay, behind me are the indeterminate tomatoes, and you can see They're almost as tall as I am. And last year I grew tomatoes that were even taller than I am. So these are a lot of your heirloom varieties. I have, let's see what I have, pink brandywines, I have oxheart, I have black strawberry little grape tomatoes. They're very small. I have San Marzanos are kind of a in-between. Those are a little bit more finicky. And oh, Amish paste tomatoes. All of those are indeterminate tomatoes. They do need to be trellised or they get all crazy and all your fruit will be hanging out on the ground, getting eaten by bugs and whatnot. So it's good to trellis them. I found these trellises that I used in the woods when I bought this property, and so use what you got, right? So that's what I have and that's what I use. Nice. Okay, look at these. These are the black strawberry. Isn't that gorgeous? That one's ready. And the ones just before they're ready, they start to blush. Yum. Here is our sun gold cherry tomatoes. They produce these really small little orange ones that are super sweet. And I only grow a few cherry tomatoes because I don't really like them. And my philosophy is grow what you like to eat. I only like to eat a few of them each year, so I only grow a few of them. Here are the San Marzanos. They're super small, but they do make really good sauce. But you just need a large quantity of them. Which, when you compare them to another paste tomato like the oxheart, let's see. That, like, look at this one. This is the oxheart. Much larger fruit, and they don't have a lot of seeds neither, so you kind of get more bang for your buck when growing a larger fruited one. But the San Marzano are fun because those are supposed to be the best tomatoes. These are like just a couple days out, so I'm gonna leave those. Ooh, look at that one. That one rotted out. That goes to the chickens. Okay, and last but not least, we have the pole green beans, which, as you can see, are now growing down. They're so big. and there are lots of beans to harvest. So I'm gonna get my basket and get after it. Here we have a cucumber, and I think I'm gonna let it go another day or so. Cucumbers, while they do trellis, they're not good at trellising, so you really have to help them along. This is some kind of a melon, I think. I guess it also needs help trellising up. Let's put it back on. They're not like beans in how beans just know what to do. And the last thing is something new, which is kind of fun. I had some space and I had just a little bit of time, and so we planted some shelling beans. They're called like a Christmas variety. They're supposed to be a 60-day bean. They also trellis, as you can see. So they're a pull variety. And these are supposed to be mature before my last frost date, which is quickly approaching in October. So a lot of the time people want to know, Heidi, what do you do with all of that food? And the answer is, we eat it. We eat a lot of the vegetables that come out of the garden. We eat very seasonally in the summer. So in the spring, when it's asparagus season, we're eating asparagus probably almost every day. And in the summer, we're eating green beans and zucchini and cabbage. A lot during the summer. And whatever we don't eat, I put up for the winter through either canning it or freezing it or turning it into like a baked good. So what do we do with all the food? Is we eat it, at least eventually throughout sometime in the year. And I like to freeze and can all the extra produce, because then I know in the winter exactly where it came from, who grew it, my own hands. I knew how it was grown, and it was grown literally probably 50 feet from my kitchen. Do you see these bees? They want to get in these flowers. So yeah, the food grew 50 feet from where it's being prepared to be eaten. So it's super nourishing, super healthy, and I think being out here in the garden is also really healthy. It's good exercise, it is being out in nature, and it's good mentally. I mean, what's not happy about watching a flower grow? I really can't think of anything better. So I hope you enjoyed this August garden tour, and I can't wait to show you what's happening in September. All right, and there you have it, our little morning harvest, and a little pile for the chickens. It's funny, my husband and I always have a joke of always bring a basket out in the garden and then always bring a bigger basket to the garden, because they tend to, around this time, fill up, which is lovely, which is what we're working for all this time. Don't worry, chicken ladies, I didn't forget about you. They love tomatoes. Yum.